On this episode of China Uncensored, does CCTV think the life of an American child is worth more than a Chinese one? Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chappell. Last week was a bad week for children. 20 children and 7 adults slain in a shooting massacre at an elementary school in Connecticut. But rather than focus on the tragedy of the event, Chinese state-run media is using it as another opportunity to slam the U.S. and promote nationalism. State-run CCTV ran round-the-clock in-depth coverage and analysis of the shooting, touting China's zero-tolerance gun policy. Possession of a gun can lead to a 3-year prison term. Gun-related crimes are punishable by execution. Editor of China's state-run Global Times, Hu Xijin, also used the shooting as an excuse to take a swipe at calls from the U.S. to improve China's atrocious human rights record. The Chinese regime has always said how it handles human rights is an internal matter. So when Hu Xijin said of the shooting, "Isn't this a human rights disaster?" he was saying the U.S. has no right to criticize China. So because a crazed gunman goes on a rampage, no one can criticize the Chinese government for murdering people for their organs. This isn't the first time Chinese state-run media used a tragedy as a political game. After the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the U.S., Chinese media said the U.S. got what it deserved for trying to police the world. What state-run media didn't expect, though, was that Chinese netizens would attack them for the coverage. Because on the same day as the Connecticut shooting, a crazed man from China's Henan province walked into an elementary school and slashed 22 students and a woman with a knife. Luckily, no one died, but state-run media has been stifling any reporting on it. Economist Han Guo wrote of the Henan stabbings on his Weibo microblog. Mainstream media is playing a deaf mute, and the news can only be seen on Weibo. Does this attitude from mainstream media mean that the lives of Chinese children aren't worth much? And the crazy thing is, this isn't the first time, it's the 6th in 2 years. At least 16 dead and 87 injured in 2 years because of crazed knife-wielding maniacs. And that's just knife attacks. I'm not including in those numbers the hammer, axe, and meat cleaver incidents. The lives of our children are not a political game. Children have been murdered in schools. In schools! In the U.S., we're having a serious discussion about gun laws and mental health care reform, and I, for one, think they should have the same right in China. Yeah, they don't have guns in China. That's because the government has them all, and uses them to stifle dissidents. That's why Mao Zedong said, "All political power comes from the barrel of a gun. The Communist Party must command all the guns. That way, no guns can ever be used to command the party." Think about it. Thanks for watching this episode of China Uncensored. Once again, I'm Chappell. See you next time.